Stitching cars and switching, man. I told somebody the other day, if my mom be alive today, she'd be in jail, man, for child abuse, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we needed that back then.
I mean, we
Uh,
still do.
and I would say, yeah, we do, but abuse is really what it is, and I think that it's a better way
Better way of doing
that we
things.
could reach our kids than having to put hands on them.
I feel like you lose a lot of the kids to the streets because you put hands on them a lot
Yeah,
of the time.
they get stubborn and withdraw,
Yeah,
and the physical abuse comes from slavery. I do believe because we are people of mimickers. We mimic what we see. We mimic what we hear. Right.
yeah,
And this was the abuse that the slave master placed upon the black male, right?
yeah.
And the black male placed it upon his wife and his kids, and it was a form that of control
Mm.
of you do what I say do, I'm gonna punish you, and when I punish you, I'm not gonna punish you so much is mentally, I'm gonna punish you physically,
Yeah,
and that was passed down to us, and it's just over the last maybe 15, 20 years or so, I would say stepping on the limb respectfully, is that the cycle is trying to be broken as far as black abuse, as far as
as
in
far
the
as
home.
children go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it is on the rise as far as doing stuff to other people. We still have that kind of mentality.
yeah. I mean,
Uh huh.
especially over COVID, I feel like crime has spiked. A lot of like the domestic violence and a lot of that stuff has spiked because
Mm-hmm.
people are at home more, they're stuck inside,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have tension going on with mothers and fathers with the children because they misbehaving and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you think we should deal with some of that stuff?
Well, the thing is that, man, it all starts with love.
Mm,
It all starts with respect. We have to respect one another. We have to be able to reach deep inside us and to be able to control our emotions,
right.
right? Because that's where everything is. We have 84,000 seconds in a day. I'm not gonna let. I'm gonna do my best not to let 60 seconds ruin the rest of my 83,040 seconds in my day, right?
Yeah.
Because if I do, it could cost me a lifetime of misery. Because I can't control my emotions. And that's a thing that we want to be able to try to teach in our kids. Don't become so emotionally and attached and involved to meaningless things that
Yeah.
can cost you your freedom or your life.
I remember you were playing a video for me. You were saying that you a person with that had thin skin at some point, and how
And then know
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then know it, man. I'll be popping off on folk, man. But they got thin
So how do
skin.
you deal with that? Because we know we have a lot of like hotheads in the black community.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this here, man. I used to I used to put hands on people. Respectfully, I wasn't a very nice guy, man, and it cost me a lot in life. It's still costing me because
Mm,
of a reputation that I once built for being like that, right? And it's not a very good reputation, and it's not something that I try to uphold today,
mm,
right? So I try to give back with kindness and love today. So my thing is this right here, man. It all starts with loving one another. Uh, we do things to people that we choose not to have them do to us, right?
yeah.
Uh, but with that, man, we won't be able to make it, man, without treating one another
Properly.
respectfully,
Right.
right? Right, and I say that word because everybody want respect. Very few people want to give it, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Respect is
people
earned.
people love on fake people all day long,
Yeah.
but if people that spit the truth 100, they hate it, right? People hate the truth, and when a person speak the truth, they have a light about them.
Mm.
They have a glow about them. It's like when a person step to them, it's like, do I know you? Have I seen you before? Where I know you
Yeah.
from? And they ain't never seen you in your life.
Yeah.
So when a person ever approach me like that, and they usually do, I always say, well, I hope whoever it is, they never done nothing wrong to you, right? Never offended you in any kind of
You
way.
hope it's somebody good approaching you, right?
Well, or you don't never know, because they always say you have a twin out there, right?
I ain't gonna lie, you look a lot like my grandpa, bro.
Hey, well, I welcome that. He was a good looking
Yeah.
man. Yeah, yeah. I say that respectfully,
So,
right?
do you have any children yourself?
Yeah, I have a son, man. I have a son, man.
How old is your son?
My son turned 39 back in July.
Man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Um,
He has his own business. He has 4 kids. He raising his kids well.
what does he do as far as like a business?
He has a lawn care service.
Lawn care service.
Lawn care service, tree
Yeah.
cutting service.
Okay.
He been in business here, I would say, man, about 10 years now.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. He started that when I was incarcerated. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
He would put in his trailer and his lawnmower when I came
See, it's a
home.
family of hustlers, man.
Hey man, hey, I like to think that I gave him a little something. I had custody of him when he was 6 months old, all the way until he was 13,
Hmm.
and I became incarcerated. So,
How much were you a part of his life before you were incarcerated?
oh man, I used to take that little rascal with me, still hook up. Hey boy, hey when that judge gave me custody of him, and my mom, my dad, boy, you gonna do the right thing, you gonna take care of this baby. I said, all right, I'm gonna take care of the baby. So everywhere I go, man, I ain't know about no babysitter, no paying no money,
Yeah.
nothing like that, man. Come on, I strapped him in a little old. They didn't have car seat back then, If they
Hmm.
did, we didn't use them. It's only because they go find us now. We gonna put the seatbelt on.
Yeah. Now you got the seatbelts and stuff.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man. When he was 7, he came home one day, and he wanted to play little league sports.
Mm.
And like I say, man, I was a rascal out there stealing people hubcaps, T-tops, and stuff like that. I didn't think I was causing no harm, right?
Right.
But there was the selfishness that was in me, and I was going in and out of jail and stuff, and my people had a good name about them, and I guess I was doing everything in my power to destroy it. I didn't know nothing about a good thing. I didn't know a good name. I didn't know nothing about nothing at that
Like
time,
keeping your
right?
reputation clean and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I didn't know nothing about none of that. I come to find out years later that there's two kind of ways to learn. Well, at the time they was telling me, they wasn't showing me,
Hmm.
right? And I'm a product of being visual,
Me too.
right?
Yeah.
You just can't tell me. You can tell me that it's hot over there, but some kind of way, I'm not gonna hear you. You're gonna have to demonstrate it that it's hot and it's gonna burn me. I gotta see this here,
You hard.
right?
Some people call that hard headed, man.
Hey, and that's me, right? So, man, I didn't think people were gonna was gonna let me coach their kids, right? So
Mm.
I had took him out there to the park that day, and it was about him and 6, 8 others out there. They was running around, and the man from the YMCA, he came up there and he said, "You got a child out here?" I said, "Yeah, I got a son over there." He said, "Well, I'm sorry to say that they won't be able to have a team this year."
Mm.
And man, hey, I was enthused about that because I wanted to go do something wrong. Right? I got
You see an
to,
opportunity in that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I can't take all these kids with me, but I can take mine,
Right.
right? And man, I didn't think about that was wrong, and what I was showing him at the time was how to do wrong,
Right.
right? And this wasn't in my mind. I only thought about this years later when I was incarcerated. Well, anyway, the guy, he called the kids over there and told them that they couldn't have no football team because they didn't have a coach, right?
Mm.
And they went to crying and moaning and going on, and my son went to ask me, "You can coach the team, Dad. You can coach the team." "No, I can't coach no team. These folks don't want me around their
Yeah.
kids." But nevertheless, I gave the man from the Y my number, and I told them to call the kids' parents,
Yeah.
and if they want me to coach their team,
It was like a travel ball situation,
oh no, it was football.
like travel football, like you
Yeah,
was
we
going from city to city.
no. It was a local
Okay, local circuit.
in town, right?
Okay,
It had like about maybe 6 teams,
okay,
right? And we all got together on the Saturday and played each other,
okay.
right?
So it
And
was just your team that was missing the coach.
the coach,
Yeah.
it was like 7 or 8 years old.
Uh,
They had like about 6 or 8 teams, and then you had the 9 and 10 years old, and they had their own league.
yeah.
Well, at that time, my son was 7, right? And he was part of 7 and 8 year old, and they didn't have a coach, or just that team
Just that team.
at that time, right? So asked the man at the Y, man, call these people, and if they said that they want me to coach their kid, I would.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was living in Houston as well. I was running in and out of Houston with my son, and wasn't stable. Uh, always on the go, right?
Right.
So the man called me that night. He said, "Coach, when do you want me to bring your equipment?" I said, "Coach." He said, "Yeah, I called those parents, and they said they don't know a no better man that they want to teach their kid." I said, "Man, you lying, man." But that's the power of God, man.
Yeah.
How my daddy had favor over me, man. My daddy had, he chose me because I ain't choose myself for this kind of stuff, man. But he chose me because he knew what he put in me, right?
Yeah.
So, man, I began to coach the football team. And when football season was out, they wanted to go to baseball. So I coached baseball, and the preacher, he was my assistant coach.
Yeah.
At that time, his daughter, she full grown with kids of her own now. She was the little cheerleader on the team. So God has always surrounded me with good people
With a team to help you
to,
kind
to
of.
help me,
Yeah.
because He know the journey that He want me on, and He know that I can't put together a team myself, right? So He puts together me a team of people, and I coach them kids, man, and build relationships with them rascals from the time that my son was 7 until he was 13 years old, and when I got incarcerated.
Let's talk about this. How did your how did how did it feel to have your the kids you were helping grow up and help tutor how did it
Mentoring,
yeah exactly
thought I was mentoring
yeah
at that
exactly
time. Being
how did it feel to find out that you were going into prison.
man, I felt for them kids, man. Not, I was crushed. I was crushed. I was devastated, but the most devastating thing to me was them kids. Them kids. My son. I won't say my son especially, but them kids, man, because a lot of them kids was living with their grandparents
Mm,
at the time. Their parents was in the streets, right?
right.
I was in the streets too, so I just wasn't caught up at that time like most of them. And it said if you keep playing with fire, you will get burned, right?
That is the proverb. Yeah.
So I was out there in the midst, and I got caught up and went to prison for a crime that never happened. Uh, but to answer your question, man, I was devastated for them kids, man, because now the coach in jail.
You was coaching them in jail.
No, I was coach. I was coach and went to
Oh
jail.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, and that's why they was looking at me, man. The coach in jail now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you
It
do?
kind of tarnished your name in the community.
Well, it did in a way, because like I said, I was violent
Hmm.
at the time,
Right.
right? I just didn't take no mess, right?
Mm.
I grew up secluded, right? I secluded myself. I wouldn't ask questions. I was the most dumbest kid in school.
And is that by choice?
It had to be. I didn't know. I had asked no questions. I was shy. I was bullied all the time growing up, and
So you weren't like
and I
the
went into a
class clown.
shell. Oh no! I won't say nothing. I go to the dance, and them people call me a wallflower.
Oh man.
I go to the club and go there and go to sleep.
So how does the psychological transformation happen to where you become, you know, this person who intimidates and is capable of violence?
Man, I used to be a little fat boy. They used to have clothes for us. They gave our clothes names. Husky. And
Big
I
and
said,
tall.
hey, yeah, yeah, boy, it was hey, big and short, right? They used to make fun of it, call it Weeble Wobble. They don't wall down,
Yeah, I used to be a big kid too,
hey,
man.
stuff that kill your self esteem, right?
Yeah,
And, it just made me mad and angry. Why you messing with me? You fucking with me. I ain't
yeah.
doing nothing to you. What's up? I ain't never had nobody take nothing from
Mm.
me, right? I had a dude try to take something from me one time in the lunchroom when we was in elementary. But when I found out I can beat him up,
What Mike Tyson say?
yeah, new day now, right?
Yeah, everybody know how to fight till they get
but
punched in the face.
yeah, little girl used to beat me up, man. A little fat boy, man. They used to like me, man. I think they like me because they thought my folks had some money or something, right? My mama always cooking them big meals and stuff, and they be coming over. So, we always had oranges and apples and stuff like that, candy
It's a
for
lot
the
of
kids.
jealousy and stuff.
Yeah, man. But we we probably experienced a lot of it, but we just wasn't never jealous hearted people. I wasn't.
Mm.
My brother, he like that right there. He's a jealous hearted individual, but I always been a one that's I want to give. I want to see people with stuff. Hell, if you got it, I can get
So
it.
basically, you was trying to be Robin Hood, trying to.
Man, I feel like that now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when I was stealing, man, I wasn't no drug abuse or nothing like that.
Like you said,
I smoked chronic and stuff like that. Maybe snorted a little blow
yeah.
before, but I wasn't stealing to support a drug habit. I was stealing to support a lifestyle,
Mm.
right? Man, I had nice cars and wheels and stuff like that. Oh, I don't want to disclose the type of money I made, even though it was a long time ago. Man, they got that IRS out there. They crawl over motherfuckers.
They'll follow that money, man.
Yeah, so back then, where everyone, man, I done 20 years of behind bars since then, damn it. But, man, life is good right now, and we just want to give back, man. Can't
Yeah.
be God given.
I mean, once you once you mess up your karma to a certain extent, you have to, you got to get right with God.
Well, you got people talk about karma, man.
And you don't believe in karma?
I ain't gonna say that. Certain things. People say, man, you know it all. You know everything, man. No, I don't know everything. I don't. I just don't talk about what I don't know.
What's your opinion of karma, though?
Man, it's like that right here. I think that you could be the best person in the world and walk out there and get hit by a straight bullet, and you ain't never done nothing to nobody.
That is true.
I think that you could be a straight A student, valedictorian, finna finish high school, and you laying in your bed sleep, and you never wake up.
Yeah.
Or a straight bullet can come through your window and pop your dome. I believe that the Bible tells me, and they say that's the white man's word here in the United States of white America.
Mm.
Well, I just so happen to be childish enough to believe that uh, those words are true. I do, right? And I believe in the word. They said that I was created before the foundation of the world. That I was predestined to go through everything that I went through and going through and have to go through before God even created me. So whether I done anything to
So
anybody or not,
Mhm.
if God predestined me to go through that, I'm gonna go through that.
Do you believe in free will?
I believe that some people have free will. I don't believe that everybody have free will.
Why would you say that?
Again, back to that back to that word. the word of my daddy. He said that when he was talking to the big daddy, he said, "All that you have given me in my hand, I have lost none, except for the son of perdition." Which I believe that the son of perdition was Judas Iscariot, right?
Judah scary, yeah.
Okay. Now, also, it talks about two kind of people, but the Bible also, in my imagination, tell me that it has to be a third too, right?
Mm.
And the two kinds of people it talks about, it tells you over there in John chapter 6, around the 60 something verse, between 60 and 69, it talks about feeding of the 5,000. Uh, and it said that when he got through feeding them, he went to ministering to them about the eating of his flesh and the drinking of his blood. And it said many of his disciples turned and walked no more, right?
Yeah.
Which tell me that they had a choice, right?
Yeah.
Then it said that he turned and he asked the 12. He said, "Well, do y'all want to go too?" And it was Peter that said, "Well, where should we go? For you hold the key to eternal life." Well, he didn't have a choice,
Mm.
right? Because the Holy Spirit was up on him. Now, back to what I was saying about the two that we talked about. The Bible said, "Many are called, but few are chosen." It don't say nothing about the ones that wasn't called or the ones that wasn't chosen. And we know them wasn't the one that was in his hand,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So I feel that if you wasn't called, uh,
And you wasn't
and you
chosen,
wasn't
don't
cho-
come.
then you can do it. Then you got free. Hey, you can do whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Or if you was called, you can pretty much do anything you want to do. But if you were chosen, you can't do what you want to do. And a prime example, I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit for you. With Jeremiah, when God came to Jeremiah, and told him, he said, "Man," he said, "I want you to do this." Jeremiah said, "I'm too young for that. Can't do that."
Mm.
Right? He said, "Don't say that to me." He said, "I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb." Right? So Jeremiah desired wasn't to do it.
So
But
you're
my dad,
saying inherently there is a structure that we're built with, right? That will lead us to make either the correct choices or the wrong choices in life.
well,
Am I understanding that?
whether you make the wrong choices or not in life, we all make wrong choices. Everybody make wrong choices every day,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we suffer for those wrong choices, right? Some people suffer for choices they don't make. Innocent people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, my thing is that when God has a calling on you, when He chose you, you can't get away from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take Jonah, right? Uh, Jonah was asleep minding his own business. God said, "Rise, go to Nineveh. Tell them people I said repent of their wicked ways." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jonah didn't want to hear that. Jonah's desire was to go the other way because the city of Nineveh had mistreated him and his family. Right? He didn't want to go down there. Jonah would rather die than to go to Nineveh. So he went down to the Joppa to catch that boat to Tarshish, right? And in the midst of him going over there, the Bible said that it was a great storm that was started,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they said, well, everybody prayed to their God. The storm kept brewing and getting greater and greater. And Jonah was down there peacefully asleep. They said, well, when they decided to go down there and wake him up and say, pray to your God, they said, Jonah said, well, my God ain't going to save me unless y'all throw me overboard. Well, when I read that, that tell me that Jonah rather die than go to Nineveh, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't have a choice in the matter. God said, go to Nineveh.
And he still went.
And he went, right?
Yeah.
So I have a sermon called Now Later. You gonna give God what he want now?
No, or
Or
later.
you gonna get what he want later?
Yeah.
If you chosen,
Hmm.
right? You
Yeah.
can't get away from it.
Yeah, I love that. All right. So,
Respectfully.
what are your political leanings? I know you know you believe in God. You believe in are you Christian?
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this here. Hey, everything matters respectfully. You know, I have no idea about that. I don't think so. When I look at Christianity in this country, it sickens me. I think that Christianity is a mockery of who my spiritual daddy is,
Mm.
and I think that Christianity is the white man's way. It's his religion. Uh, I think that I believe in the Trinity,
Okay.
right? I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I believe in that 100. But what I don't understand is in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, that as a human being that was created by a supernatural power, that you would get up on a Sunday morning and that you will go to church and scream and praise hallelujah and sing song and come out on a Monday morning and hang a nigga. No, I take that back. You walk right up out that church out that Sunday and you hang a nigga, right?
Yeah.
Back then, today they wait till Monday morning and they do it in the courthouse.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
With opinion. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't understand that, and you do it all in the name of Christianity.
I mean, it's a couple of other things that that's prohibited by the Bible that modern day Christianity just openly allows.
Yeah.
Homosexuality.
E-
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, the way you know.
Hey, but LTGBQ, hey, we ain't trying to call no smoke, no smoke.
Yeah. Yeah,
hey,
man.
hey, they got you living like you want to live. Hey, it's all right
They'll
with
shut you
me.
down real quick. I ain't gonna lie.
hey, hey, respectfully.
They'll shut you down.
So
But
I
yeah,
ain't gonna want no problem.
we just discussing it though.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
want no
certain stuff
smoke.
is prohibited though. And Christianity, the Pope openly allows
Yeah.
gay pastors and all this other stuff. So what do you have to say to comment to that? Like,
Well, my thing right there is boy been boy like it boy since the beginning.
yeah,
And like I said, I ain't got no problem with it, right? My thing is this right here. I don't know about it in the other 49 states. I can find out. But here in the state of Texas, sodomy was against the law. You couldn't butt fuck nobody. You going to jail. But they passed a law, man, for the lust that burns in those people's hearts
mm,
to satisfy their desires. And I say this respectfully now. But what about if I had a desire to steal? Theft is against the law.
mhm.
But if that's a desire that burns in my heart, will you pass a bill to let me steal?
I
A
mean,
sin is
they pretty
sin,
close, man.
right?
Yeah.
So why would a certain group of people get Congress and legislature to pass laws for a lustful desire when I can't get a Congress and legislature to pass uh,
Come from the same place.
laws for the lust that burns in my heart?
Right.
Because lust don't necessarily have to be sex,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
Lust could be anything that you fiending for that you want.
Yeah.
It's the lust of the eye, right? It
Right.
could be anything, right?
I mean, controversially, I mean, I would say like look at the things that homosexuality comes with. Like, it's not just it's not just the stigma of it. You have a plethora of diseases that come out of that too. It's not like it's something that's natural. Of course, you have that in you know
Well,
heterosexual relationships too, but it seems to be like something that goes viral in those communities.
well, really, I know I have a brother that's and I don't think he can sue me because he's on social media with it. But hey, my thing is this right here. I don't have nowhere to place no one at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing against nobody. Straight, gay, tall, short, skinny, black, white, brown, green, yellow, orange, thick. It don't really make me no different about a person. If they be nice to me, I'm gonna be nice to them,
Of course.
right? Uh, I used to think that, and I know it's not supposed to be the godly way, the so-called Christian way. It may be the Christian way. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're dealing with Christians, you deal with them boys that liked each other back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them Constantines and Martin
Yeah, the
Luther's,
Romans. Yeah,
and that's what they were doing up under the name
yeah,
of Christianity, wasn't?
right.
So Christianity might be a way of lifestyle for them people. I don't know. I never studied that,
Yeah,
right? And like I said, I can't talk about nothing I don't know.
I
And
feel
I'm not trying to alienate the LTGBQ.
you. Yeah,
So I speak respectfully and I speak carefully when I speak about the topic because they're very sensitive.
yeah,
They're just like a black dude that's smoking dope, running down the street, done snatched that woman purse and the police kill him. Here come Black Lives
sensitive,
Matter.
touch.
Here
Yeah,
come Black Lives Matter.
it's touch and go.
They don't say nothing about the dope he was on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when little Ray go down there and shoot Titi, they ain't saying shit, right?
And no
So
snitching.
yeah, so it's a touchy situation like that. But I used to hear people say that, man, I'm born like this, I'm born like that. I said, man, bullshit. You ain't born like that. God don't make mistakes. You born, you got. Then I started hearing stories about people born with a penis and a vagina,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they call morphodikes.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never seen that. I ain't never read up on that. I ain't trying to study it. I just heard about this here, right? Again, it's
That's an
something that,
actual thing.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I really can't,
Right.
expound on it. But as I began to develop a closer spiritual relationship with my daddy, I began to think that you're not in a box. You can do whatever the freaking thing you want to do,
Yeah.
when you want to do it, how you want to do it. It don't make you no different.
Yeah.
And I was reading in the Word one day, man, that when God said he was evil, no, he said he created evil. Let me get it right for people.
Mm-hmm.
He said he created evil for the day of doom, right? And if whatever you create, that is you, right? See, I think God is everything. I think God good, bad, evil, wicked. I think he everything. There's nothing that God is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
He created it. He put it out there in the garden
Yeah.
in the form of a tree, right? He kicked Satan and 2/3 of his angels out of the palace into the earth. So the earth is wicked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't have all positive in life. You can't have all negative in life.
There has to be a
Yeah,
balance.
it has to be a balance.
Yeah.
So I think that God will create a person in confusion, right? I won't say he created homosexuality, but I say create in confusion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because his word says, I will turn you over to a reprobated mind, right? So he has to create into confusion in order that people can see this, that those people can come around and give him glory in the end. See, it's not about what I see right now, right?
Right.
Because if folk would have seen me and what I was doing some 25, 30 years ago, they never would think that I would have a platform like this today to be able to go out and speak, right?
Right.
All he want to do is steal hubcaps. All he want to do is take 4T top. He don't want to work. He ain't gonna never amount to this real. But today I can sit before you and tell you I'm a 2-time college graduate, right?
Hmm.
I graduated second time with a bachelor of science degree in criminal justice, right?
Are you trying to be a lawyer?
I'm an advocate
Mm.
and an activist. I speak for people.
Okay.
If you need any help with anything, right? Come out. I had a mother call me the other day. That daughter had failed in school last year, and she wanted to go back. Man, I thought that was grand. Yeah, man, we live in a day of time where peer pressure is up on you kids out there. And here she is, she done flunked out of school and didn't walk with her peers. And now she want to go back. Oh, man, she bossed up, man. Yeah. So I took her to school this morning, went out there, find out what she going to need to get herself back together.
Wow. So you took care of that family.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So
That's
I'm
what's
in the
up.
community, man, and I deal with kids, man. That's our future. A lot of times their mothers don't know what they do. Their fathers is absent in their lives, and we as black men, we always talking about how grand we are, and this is what we're gonna do, and we want to make it rain here at the strip club, or make it rain here or whatever. Man, make it rain in one of them child lives with some books.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
respectfully.
Respectfully,
Yeah, get some
man.
books up out there. Man, take these kids, man. I was down in Austin on Saturday, man, and
Mm.
I visit the Capitol a lot. It's become my friend. I got state senators and
Let me
state
ask you this:
representatives.
What did you have in that? What did you have going on in that video with Beto O'Rourke?
You seen that video with
Yeah.
Beto? Beto gave me a bus one time last year. Say, man, put these people on there, man, and bring them down in Austin. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican.
Really?
No, I'm not either one of them. They both fucked up, right? I'm just a black conservative with a heart for
Mm.
the people, right?
I see you
I
came in with the Black Power hat.
Hey man, I'm just for people, man. I'm for people, man. If a person tell you that they don't see color, they telling you a damn lie,
Hmm.
right? Uh, what's wrong with seeing me black? If a white person tell me they don't see color, man, I'm gonna get mad at the motherfucker. What's wrong with them seeing me black? That's the way God made me,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So if you don't see color, why you got that shirt that match them pants? So you telling me it's a problem looking at me? I got a problem with that.
Hmm.
No, I want you to treat me like I treat you.
Like an equal.
Treat me like a human being. I'm gonna
Hmm.
treat you like one. You treat me like a piece of shit. Hey man, they say I got bad mouth. Say I pop off on you. That's why I got to be respectful with this
Yeah.
here, man. And I don't want to do that. But the key to it is to be able to treat people right, man. And God will open doors for you.
Mm. All right. So, have what? How many encounters have you had with the police?
Oh man,
How did those go?
man, I just had an encounter with a police man back in 2019.
What happened?
That was the last time he said I was eating some crack.
Huh?
Yeah, stupid motherfucker bullied me all the
Yo,
time. I'm still dealing with that.
what?
Man, yeah, man. I'm in college, man. I'm a full time student in college, man. I got a full time job and a part time job, man. At the time,
Right.
I just finna
This
get.
one you was getting the second degree or the first degree?
I hadn't got neither one of
Oh,
them.
so you was
I done
still in
got two
school?
degrees since then. That's why I said if I was eating some crack shit, they'd get me some every day.
Man.
Man, anyway, man, it took me to jail, went swallow my mouth, man. Wouldn't give me no piss test. Wouldn't drop me. They wouldn't do nothing, man. Like my motherfucking ass up talking about tampering, whatever. What evidence?
Tampering with what?
Yeah. Talking about your mouth, your tongue
So they
white.
pulled
Shit,
you over?
tongue still white.
They
Huh?
pulled you over? Is
Yeah,
that
he
what
pulled me
happened?
over. I got caught up in what they call a pretext stop, I believe, right?
Uh-huh.
They ran my license plate on my car. Like I said, I used to be a bad dude, but they got another Daryl Davis around here. That's why I had to use Daryl L with mine, right?
Are you talking about the Daryl Davis
His
that
name Daryl Glenn.
the one that got to do with the KKK?
No, not him.
Oh,
No, there's another Daryl Glenn. He live in this town.
okay.
And I'm thinking they got me mixed up with that cat, man, one night. and I come through a pretext stop, and it might have been a hotbed for drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they pulled me over, man. Right, man, maybe 2 houses from his house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was on this street. I didn't know I was on the street, but after doing some investigation of the situation, I discovered that they was looking for him. They thought I was him, right?
Yeah.
And he came over, asked me to search my car. When I talk to kids, I give them a proper protocol to use. When the police pull you over, you're gonna grab your steering wheel
Uh
with
huh.
both hands, whether it's day or night.
Yeah.
Don't be fletching with no cell phone. If you ain't called
You don't want to
nobody
get shot.
before the
Yeah.
man done come to the car, put your hands on that steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And when it come up there, it's all right to eat what they call a little cheese because your ballot is not won in the streets. It's won in the courtroom, right?
Right.
So when he come up there, I told him what my wallet was, that it was in my back pocket on my right side.
Obviously, very calmly
Yeah.
doing that.
So he let me go in there and get it about my insurance. I told him, I said, man, I got my insurance in my glove box, but you already know I got insurance if you don't ram my car. So
Right.
I don't guess he knew I knew that, right?
Yeah.
So he get my ID, he go back, he come back, ask me could you search my car. Yeah. By this time they got about 6 or 8 more laws done pulled up. I don't know this here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they drug law, they got drug dogs and everything out there, right? So I said, yeah, I get out the car, man. I get out the car, them motherfuckers getting choking me and shit, right? And then you want to know why I have a hard on for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking with me. You threw me in the concrete jungle for 18 years, 6 months, 3 weeks, and 5 days for a crime that never happened. Yeah, I was bad in the motherfucker, stole hubcaps and T-tops and shit. But, and I deserve probably to be punished for that. But if you didn't punish me at that time, don't try to throw me away later.
Right.
But you know what? I feel real nasty toward
Law,
people.
would you say law enforcement or just people in general?
People.
People that try to abuse their power?
Yeah,
Mm.
right. And I didn't understand it, right? And it's not the people per se, right? It's the system. Everything has its own system, right?
Mm.
And you cannot go against a system. It's just hard to go through a system. The white people have a system here in place, right? Police department started off as slave catchers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they created slave catchers to go out and get that nigga.
Mm.
I wish I could get the first police constitution.
You're
Wow,
gonna have
you'll
to
be
bring
in,
that up
huh?
next. I say you're gonna have to bring that up next time.
Well, this is what our history teaches us.
Mm.
Uh, from slave catchers, they had dogs called nigger eaters that would go out and hunt. Put them white boys on there spitting that tobacco. Get him, crack that whip.
Man.
And that's where the word cracker come from. So a cracker didn't necessarily have to be a white person. A cracker could have been a nigger too.
Person who cracked the whip.
Crack that whip, right? See, we got to know our history,
Mm.
you right? And then they start coming up with different police, the unions, and things of that nature, right? Uh, and they design a system, and the system is targeted toward blacks. It always have been,
I see.
and it's to put us back in slavery because the system has that kind of mentality.
So America been playing cops and robbers with black people for.
Man, America been playing cops and robbers since they come over and kicked them Indians in their ass and took their property, gave them all that whiskey and shit.
So they get to rob that. They get to rob the Indians, but we don't get to rob them.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody, including a nigga, if he living in the United States of white America, he racist. You hear me? I'm finna tell you some real bullshit, man.
Uh,
You a black man,
yeah.
and I'm willing to bet you, if your car broke down and it's 10 o'clock at night,
Mm.
and you walking down the street, and you see 3 black people walking towards you, 3 black youngsters.
Hey, I'm all across this.
You ain't go none up. But hey, but if you see 3 white boys coming for you, oh hell, they all right. But that's the way we've been programmed. That
Yeah,
white is right,
yeah,
yellow is mellow,
yeah.
black you got to get back. And we don't want to talk about it, right? Now I'm giving you some real bullshit talk today, and this ain't even this show, right?
Yeah.
So, we just want to be 100 about it. So if you're living in the United States of white America, you're racist. You know, that's what they say Christopher Columbus discovered America. Why can't you discover somewhere where somebody already is, right?
Yeah.
Snow is white. It's the most beautiful thing it ever be.
There's that association with it.
Yeah, but if I'm driving down the street and I slide out the road, I hit some black ice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anything dealing with black is negative here in the states of white America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all racist. Blacks are prejudiced toward each other,
Yeah. From the most
and,
fundamental
and,
level.
and we're most prejudiced toward each other than we are racist against another race of person because we can't be racist. We don't have a damn thing.
We kill our own people.
We do every day.
Yeah.
Man, they just had and I was speaking about literally a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
This man was coaching his 9-year-old son, and his other client was in the stand or whatever, and the argument kicked off. The man went over there and murdered the man in front of his son, man. Senseless. We're some crazy people, man. I talk about that all the time. Is that we are some crazy people, and we just have to be thankful that we don't snap in a day's time. In them 84,000 seconds,
Yeah.
we need to thank our daddy that we don't snap.
Self-control.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to preach that, especially in our community.
yeah, and especially among our kids with what's going on out there today.
What do you feel about the lyrics and the raps? I know a lot of people have a lot to say
Man,
about
fuck them rappers.
that. Oh, you on the?
Man, rappers out there with that bullshit.
Come on,
Man,
man.
I'm gonna tell you something about them rappers, man. And I like Tupac Shakur. See, a lot of time, man, we can't discern real shit, right? Man, half of them niggas ain't done what they say they did. And then you calling your princes bitches, calling your queens hoes, killing their self esteem. You got them out here wilding out, man. Them mothers. Them women are mothers, man. You don't want nobody to do your mama like that.
Right.
You already kill a motherfucker do your mama like that. Talk to your people like you don't do no stuff like that, man. When I was coming up, man, we had the Alley Brothers. Still got one on run line. Ain't nothing but smooth sailing tonight. Rick James.
Oh
Rick
man.
James, you know?
Yeah, I know Rick
Yeah,
James, man.
so you did it with little Rick a while ago, wasn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, so, Stevie Wonder, Barry White.
Mm.
We loved on women.
Soulful.
Yeah, yeah. So, and now today, man, you did this music from these rappers and shit.
Misogynistic.
I don't know about all that. I don't know what the word means.
It mean you hate women.
But yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it has young black prince and young black kings not being who they was created to be. You see it when you go to the gas station, and he's sitting over there on his ass while his gal pumping gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
She go in the store and buy groceries while he out in the car doing I don't know, telling what he doing,
Yeah.
right? But what I'm saying is that we're not bringing our young men up to be productive men no more. We're not bringing them up to take care of the community. Uh, just the other day, man, I had a parent to call me. Uh, Her daughter, I had a flat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her daughter, dad is not in her life. Uh, so she ain't got no jack. She don't chain no car. She ain't got no jack hound.
Mm.
She just out there. Where your boyfriend at?
You don't know.
He don't know how to chain no tie.
Yeah.
What you got him for? Cause he gonna ask you for something. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So our young men, and I'm gonna say our young black men are not in position to even have a woman.
I feel
Most
that.
of them,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel that.
So no, man. I don't want. Oh, that's crazy.
Would you say that's because black fathers were removed from the home? Like yourself, you know you weren't present for a large majority of your child's life.
Man,
Would you say it's because you know?
I think it's because of not only is the black male removed from the home, it's because that a lot of other males uh, is not stepping up.
Mm,
Uh, when I was coming up, we had maybe 3 or 4 kids on our little league team that didn't have fathers. Maybe more than that. Some of them didn't have mothers; they were living with grandparents.
mm,
But we had men uh, that took time out with those kids, and maybe that's where I got it from. My dad used to take our friends on vacation with us. On Friday night football game, we used to go to Texas County
yeah, my
sometime.
uncle used to do that for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just wouldn't take us,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
He wouldn't take my mama, but he would take me and my brother and 2 or 3 of our friends, right?
Yeah.
And my mother, she would be back home, cooking or whatever she would do, right? And over time, people got selfish, and they don't do that. They don't want to spend time with other people's kids. They don't want to spend time with their own. And man, kids get lost out here. Only thing they want is a little love, the show.
Yeah.
And I know we in the earth that will never be perfect. This earth wasn't created to be perfect, So it don't really bother me and I say this respectfully, when I hear the school shootings and the people pulling up at the post office, at the grocery store, open fire and killing people. It used to bother me because I'm talking to my daddy God and I'm asking him, what's up? What you trying to get? What you want me to get out of this, Dad? What you sharing with me? And I didn't understand how a parent could maybe leave a child in a hot car, child fried to death, or just different things that I've seen that to me would be senseless nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking in a worldly eye, right? And if I'm looking through a worldly eye, it's gonna always be like that to me. It's gonna be nonsense. But when I start looking through a spiritual eye, it's like death, right? We want to go to a heaven, a paradise, but we don't want to die.
Have you heard that song that
Uh,
go, everybody wants to go to heaven,
uh,
but nobody wants to
oh, I heard that.
die.
But that's a true statement, right?
Yeah,
So when my mama died, man, oh God, you take my mama, you kill my mama. Not me personally,
yeah,
right? I'm just talking about an individual.
yeah.
Uh, my mom was stubborn. She wouldn't die, man. Unless she talked to me. Yeah, that's another story, right?
Huh.
But God, you took my mom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm mad at you, God. And you ain't my God no more. You dirty, low down filter. You mad at God, right? But everything that has life
That's the dog.
has to die. Everything,
Yeah.
plants, everything that has life has to die. And when we're talking about a human being, the Bible tells us, and that we go back on that again.
Let
We
me
believe
ask
in
you
the
this.
Trinity.
Um, do you feel like that darkness has to exist for the light to mean anything?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. You always got more darkness than you got light,
Mm.
right? But the most important thing in life is light, right?
Hmm.
Even in the midst of the night, you strike a match. It's gonna light up the darkness.
I think we should end it right there, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's gonna take some time to save.
Man, we'll never get to none of the prison stuff, man. About being down in that concrete jungle, man.